Hey, this is Roy from Apotheca Marketing. Did you know that you can use Google Sheets to scrape websites of important data? Let's talk about how that could be useful for a number of things right now. So you might use Google Sheets day to day as a spreadsheet, right? Well, it also has the unique capability that you can actually scrape data from websites. So as long as the website has structured data, it's data that has a name or an identifiable part to it, you can actually pull that into Google Sheets. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Let's use the website Heatness as an example. And we're going to just enter a URL as an example. Let's enter just another one so you can see a couple. And ideally what you would have is a list of URLs that you're interested in. You can also use Sheets to scrape a number of URLs, which we can show you in a minute, so you can actually pull in what the URLs are. But if you have just a list of on a site that you know that you want to look at, you can put these in here, put them in here, and pull specific data. So we're just pulling some that, an SEO might be interested in if they're looking at how to optimize this site. All right, and so the magic starts here where we look at a formula that's called import, and it's XML. And there's other import functions on this. So for instance, you can pull in import HTML and actually pull an entire table's worth of data into your sheet. So if you had a table of data, for instance, that you wanted to pull in, you could do that here. But we're going to look at XML right now. And this is how we can, for instance, look at, let's look at a H1 tag. And we're going to put in H1. And you can see what their H1 tags are on those pages. And we can do the same thing for a title tag. And so again, it's the import. And you don't have to remember these formulas. I will link you to a document where we outline some of these. That's kind of a handy cheat sheet for you. And so let's look at what their title tag is on these pages. And we can see what their title tag is. And so there is a very quick and easy way, if I was an SEO coming in to actually look at their pages to see, one, if they have any of these missing, what they are, if there's duplication, that kind of stuff. And so you can see how easy this could be. This will also pull in, the meta description. You can pull in images, that type of thing. Now, one thing I will mention is that if there's two of something, it will actually pull in two of them. So in a case like this where we have multiple URLs, you might get an error. And there is a way that you can solve that. We won't go into detail on that right now, but it's just adding an index, and you can ask for the first instance of it, put the second instance over here. We actually ran into this with a client that they inadvertently had two title tags on every page. And so it was causing an issue with this pulling incorrectly. That was actually a good find. We were able to find that they had two title tags, which they shouldn't. So that was something that other scrapers didn't catch, that there was a duplicate because they just pulled in the first. This one was actually throwing an error. So we were able to narrow that down and see, what was going on with that. So if you want to see all the links on a page, this is also handy. So I'm just going to delete these rows. And I'm going to just get rid of these. And so what I'm going to do is look for, I'll do the import again, import XML. We're going to look at this page. And we're going to look at available links on this page. And there you go. And so you can see why this would cause an issue if you had multiple URLs over here. But this is essentially all the links that appear on their page. And so if we wanted to, as a competitor, go in and look at what they're linking to, or if we just wanted to see what links they might have on there, you can see how that would pull that in. Okay. Now let's look at something that, say you are a competitor that might be a little bit more useful. And so we're going to pull in all of the product names that they have on their page. All right, just to be fair, we're going to take a look at another person in this space. I'm actually just going to start a new sheet. We're going to put in their URL, and in this case, it's another hot sauce vendor, or retailer rather, Heat Hot Sauce. We're going to be fair. And so I'm going to enter a formula that looks at all of their product names on a given page. All right, so on this page, on their collections page, this is all of the products that they have listed on that first page. Now, I will caution you that this doesn't pull necessarily all the products that they have. If they have a multiple load page or multiple, pagination, it's just gonna pull what's available on that first data dump. Now, what's interesting is now I can go in, and now that I have the product name, I can actually go in and pull the price. And so how do I know the product name? So we'll take a step back and look at this formula for how I know the product name. So in this case, because it's structured data, I can go into the site. Let's go into Heat Hot Sauce. I can inspect it. And I can see that they have different sections. Now, if this type of code is overwhelming to you, it's not that difficult if you know what you're looking for. And so what I'm looking for in this case is where that name of the product comes in. And so I know that it is in a class that is called title. And once I found that, then I can put that into my code. It's going to pull in all of the titles that appear on that page. And so you can see here, this is called title right here. And it says secret aardvark. Now, the other important information that I want from this page is the price. So I'm going to go back because I accidentally clicked on it. And I'm going to inspect price. And we can see here, this is in a span class, either called money or current price. And so I'm going to try current price because that encapsulates other data as well. So we'll see if that works. And I already have this formula plugged in. So I'm just going to copy it and put it into the sheet. All right, so to pull in the price, we're going to do the import XML. We're going to reference the URL. We're going to do span. That's the code that we're looking at there. We're going to do the class because that's what we're looking at. We're looking at what is the CSS for that. We're going to look at current price, which is what we saw in that code. Close brackets and close parentheses. And there we have the prices. And as you can see from the page, secret aardvark, yep, $5.99. And so this is an easy way for you to be able to pull in a competitor's pricing from one of their pages. Now, if you're able to go in and get the URL for each of these pages, which you can also go in and get the URL on that for that product. You can then keep an active view of what price changes may be. So if you had a list of your competitors, different products, different product pages, same process, you'd find, this URL, you'd look up, inspect the price. In this case, it'd probably be data price or the class money and class money. And you'd build the same sheet. You could have a list of every product page that you're interested in, and you can keep an update on how their pricing is going and whether you are competitive or not. You could also keep track. You can pull in things like product ratings. So you can pull in this product rating data. You can pull in even the content here. So if you wanted to look in what their product descriptions are, you can actually, if they have a name that you can pull from, if it's structured data, you can get that pulled in as well. So again, you can pull in SKUs, you can pull in product information. There's nothing immoral or unethical about doing this. This is all public information. It's just saving you the time of manually going and doing it. So you could, if you were a competitor of these guys, go in and see their pricing information. So there's nothing wrong with doing it this way. It's just literally pulling it into a sheet for you to make it so you don't have to manually do it. If you know how to go into the code a little bit and poke around for class structure, H1 tags, that kind of thing, it's super easy to do. So, and as I mentioned, the SEO aspects of this are also extremely important. So if you don't want to have to go invest in a tool, or you don't want to download Screaming Frog and install it, and you just want to quickly look at a couple pages on a website or find out what information is there, you can do that. Or if, for instance, you want to pull in data because maybe you need to pull this into another website, you don't have access to the back end, or somebody lost the password or they were working with a previous agency, who knows what, but you can pull in product data, product description, titles, pricing, all that kind of stuff, so that you can then import that into something else. So super useful if you're doing any kind of competitive analysis, if you're doing SEO work, and the great thing is Google Sheets is free. So if this is helpful, give us a like. If you have questions, let us know and we can answer them in the comments. And then, of course, we will be providing a link to some of these cheats, and so that you can see some of these formulas and not have to go try to figure them out and play around with it yourself. Thanks. Have a great one. We'll talk to you soon.